Big game for the Blues tomorrow night, and for the Hawks, of course, as they want to maintain their position in the top four, hopefully top two, hopefully numero uno by the season end. Carlton desperately need to get a win against Hawthorn. It's been too long, since 2005, round 6 I think it was.
For you.
It has been too long, and Brock McLean will be right in the middle of it all, just chugging away, getting his 30 as he does every single week, and hopefully setting up several goals for the Carlton Footy Club. And he joins on the show. Good morning to you, Brock.
Morning, boys. How are we?
Good, Brock. Great to have you on the show. Off the back of last week's game, some people are of the view that flattens a team. You put all your eggs in that basket and you don't get the result and it flattens you. Others are of the view that you take a great deal of stock out of that, huge confidence levels, and you take on the huge challenge of Hawthorn with great gusto, which I know which camp you're going to be in.
Yeah, we're in the latter. But look, you're obviously disappointed straight after the game, but the next day, you move on pretty quickly. You look at the tape and you address where we went wrong and why we lost the game, and then, as you said, you move on pretty quickly. And we're pretty fired up to play Hawthorn tomorrow night because we haven't had a great record against them in the past.
Good morning, Brock. Andrew Gaze here. And also, you've got your big 150th celebrations coming up on the Saturday night. Does that game and that function provide extra motivation for the players? And does it have any sort of impact on the players and the way they'd go about it this particular weekend?
No, Gazy, no. We'll just treat it like any other game, and look, it'd be nice to win. So the beers would go down a little bit easier on Saturday night. But that has no effect on our preparation and our mental state going into the game.
Hey, Brock, Derm here. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, Dermy. How are you?
Yeah, good. Hey, I'm a dunce at studying the midfield. I don't pretend to actually know it, but when people go through their video reviews and the likes, tell us what you've seen, tell us what you thought of and people have told me about your body position against Selwood late in that game. How did it stand, and from your viewpoint?
Yeah, look, if going over on the night, I thought it was okay. I tried to put myself between him and the ball. But sort of looking at it, I probably needed to stand goal side of him and push his momentum away from goal. But it was a good learning experience for me, playing on probably one of the best midfielders of the past 5 years. So I'll take a great deal out of that.
And how much, when you go through the video review, you get every clearance that you're involved in. How many do you get right and how many do you get wrong? I'm talking the average league player who's like you, is a very, very experienced campaigner. How many do you get wrong, say out of 10?
Look, you are going to probably get a couple wrong because the umpire's so quick in throwing the ball up that sometimes, you're sprinting from the bench, you're sprinting from the forward line, and the ball gets kicked out pretty quickly. So sometimes you are getting to a stoppage late. There are times where, you might be standing on the wrong side of your opponent or standing on the wrong side of the stoppage. But majority of the time, the good midfielders will get it right 8 or 9 times out of 10.
And the senior coach, he's not the line coach in that area or the clearance coach, does he address that with you or with Mick? Does he get upset with it?
Look, if Mick feels really strongly about something, he'll have a word to you. But Dean Laley is our midfield coach, and he does most of the stoppage stuff. So,
he's pretty brilliant at it, isn't he?
Yeah, Tunnel's really good. He's very blunt. He's very honest, and he's a bit of a character. But yeah, he's been really good for our midfield group this year.
Hey, Brock, it's great to see you back playing competitive AFL footy at the level you're playing. How hard was it to get back to that level, given the problems you had with your foot and your ankle and all the bits and pieces that were going wrong down there and challenging you the way they were?
Yeah, it probably took me I underestimated how bad my ankle was. I just thought I'd have the surgery, do the rehab, and get back to playing from what I was before that. But it probably took me about 3 years for my ankle to become fully back to normal again. And there's a few challenges along the way, like playing in the VFL, and I'm playing well and not getting a game. But that's like anyone. Everyone has challenges in life and in football, and I think it's a greater. It shows who you really are as a person when you're going through some tough times rather than the good ones.
Hey, Brock, just wanted to get your view. Bucks and Roos, you've made some comments about some of the free kicks that aren't being paid as opposed to or what should be paid. When you're out on the field, do you think that perhaps that the game now is trying to be officiated to create a style too much than just calling it as they see it?
Yeah, look, sometimes it is confusing because obviously the umpires are told going into a week to be hot on a certain a certain issue or a certain type of free kick, because 1 week they're really hot on it, and the next week that's sort of forgotten about a little bit. But yeah, I do feel the umpires to a certain degree in terms of the constant rule changes and what's going on there and interpretations of free kicks. But look, as a player, you can't get too caught up in that sort of stuff. You just got to play to the whistle and not worry about what the decisions they make.
Brocky, I want to ask you, local footy, we see in local footy now, some of these teams they spend $500,000 on their players. And long may you stay in the AFL, but someone who looks forward in 5 to 10 years' time, I know you just want to keep playing with the Blues. Do you look forward to it and say, my last game will be with the Blues, or do you actually look forward to it and say, as a lifestyle choice, as a career, I'm probably going to end up playing local suburban footy someday?
Mate, as soon as my AFL career is done, I want nothing to do with football.
Why?
I'm packing my suitcase and I'm out of here. Look, I've got a massive ambition to travel, and that's one thing. You get to do a little bit of it at the end of the year when you have your holidays. You get to travel a little bit, but yeah, I want to get out of Australia and live abroad for maybe a year or two. And
where?
Spread my. Look, I'd love to live in LA, but look, I'm open to living anywhere.
Good on you.
It's a great ambition to have, mate, and it'll enrich your life. And the commitment you guys have to make to the caper that you're playing is gigantic. And as much as it affords you a certain lifestyle, and it's a great lifestyle, it does rob you of other opportunities. I think it's a fantastic thing for you to be looking forward to.
Absolutely. Hey, and just as we let you go, mate, the Demons are starting to get better now. I know you tipped in out of your own pocket money, out of your own pocket when they were looking for some funds. You must be pleased with the way that they're getting back on track.
Yeah, look, I'm still close mates with a few of the boys of the D's, and it's great to see them. They're going really well at the moment, and it just goes to show you how good of a coach Paul Roos is, and that it just highlights the fact that the D's have always had the talent there and the players to be able to compete and play well. It's just they might have needed a bit better leadership in the coaching department. He's been great for the club, and it's good to see him going really well.
Just not against us, Brock. Next time we play, can we get the 4 points, mate?
Mate, I was playing the VFL that day, so
right, okay.
Thank God the D supporters would have given it to me.
They would have too. Good luck tomorrow night. It's a huge game for both clubs, obviously. We wish you all the very best. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers, boys.